What's up, everybody? Welcome to a new video. We're here in Great Falls, Montana, and we are doing a Cobot week for customers of General Distributing. We have Matt Henry in the house from THG setting up the robot so we can rock some of these demos. So stick around if you want to learn anything about Cobots. We're gonna fill this video with tons of information. Stick around. I'm here with Matt Hendy from THG, and we're gonna focus in on a Cobot. So Matt, what is a Cobot? Isn't that just a slang term for what it really is?
Yeah, it's really short for collaborative robot. Collaborative is kind of a long word, a lot of syllables, so we'll shorten it up to Cobot. Yeah, Cobot is just really an industrial robot that's designed to work around the operators or the users of the system. So safety is a little bit different. They move a little bit slower just for that safety factor, but they're still just as accurate and just as durable and just as capable as a industrial robot.
This is a THG solution here. Here you can see this is a 3x5?
Correct, 3x4.
3x4, see how it's close. 3x4 Sigmund table, has the Fronius power source on here. The welding torch for the Cobot or the collaborative robot, and then in the back you can see your conventional wire feeder, and this is where you load the spool of wire. So essentially we take a handheld machine, and the nice part about Fronius is the handheld machine can be automated as well, and that is what Matt has done here on this THG Cobot solution. THG offers a variety of different options, one being a positioner or a turntable. So if you have any parts to where you need to get into a flat weldment and rotate, this is an option. Here's what he calls a sidecar. So a sidecar is essentially a dual head feeder to where you can tack your parts in the fixture, the table, and then you can switch to this feeder and do all your welding on your parts that are jigged up or fixtured. So this is an option. He does have the capability of doing oxy fuel cutting and TIG cold wire as well. So if you have any TIG applications or any need for these types of upgrades, again, THG is a pretty sweet solution just due to the fact of flexibility. Matt, you mentioned that it's a collaborative robot, so you can work inside the cell or the table here with the robot itself. So if you're welding parts in production, maybe you show an example of what would happen if a collision occurred with a person in the table? Matt has the robot in motion, and just like that, it stopped.
And then it knows where it's at. Just press play again, and it'll recover. Goes back where it's supposed to be, and continue moving.
So what's the possibility of damaging a torch or a person? Obviously minimal, because it stopped instantly when it hit you. So there's a misconception out there in the industry, and it's mostly tied to anybody that's doing any type of production welding. And the comment always is robots are taking our job. So when you get those types of comments, when you go in with a solution like this, how do you combat some of those obstacles?
Typically our customers have already basically addressed some of those issues when the system shows up. So we don't find a lot of that, but when we do hear it, it's typically just not having the understanding of what the Cobot's really going to do for the operation. Being a welder myself, I know I don't want to weld the same thing all day long. And so once the Cobot shows up and the employees see how it's going to work for them and how it's going to take the simpler, more redundant jobs, and it's going to take over those operations, and they can go to the other stuff that's more fun. Now they're upset when the Cobot's actually down, or if the robot's down, even if it's just a traditional industrial robot, they're upset because now they have to do this redundant job again. So once they see it on their floor, once they see it, how it's benefiting their life and making their life better, just because they're not dealing with this redundant stuff that they hate, they realize that it's a good thing to have. And production increases, their employer gets more opportunities to quote more projects. So in the end, it's actually a job saver, not a job taker.
Believe me, I've programmed parts not only on this collaborative robot here at General Distributing, but at Matt's facility in Indianapolis, Indiana. And I was able to program a simple line or weldment in literally less than a minute. So it's that easy. If you want to increase productivity, get a hold of Matt Hendy at THG, located in Indianapolis, Indiana, to learn more about the benefits of Cobots within your manufacturing facility. Now, get ready for some application work.
First weld of the TPSI and THG system. Nice. What'd you say? I didn't hear that.
I said, damn, that thing looks pretty.
Welded. So they got these cutouts here, and I was a little bit nervous about this, but this was the first weld from the Fronius and THG in pulse multi-control. Looking great.
You create a point up here to get over your clamps.
So then I go to waypoint?
You could do it that way. Yep. And now, yeah, it doesn't matter whether you move it and then say create waypoint. Okay. So remember, you got to create your points in space. So you want to be up here, because otherwise you'll hit that clamp, right?
So that end plate that he's welding is right there. And you can see the actuator.
It's the bottom one?
Yeah.
Okay, yep.
It's
So that's
this
rotation.
part
So that rotates about.
there
Yep.
is what's welding on the table.
It's that piece right there. Nice.
And the other part that we just welded is alongside the sign there. Some of the weld parts are made for us by a local company, and then we bring them in, we weld them, or we assemble, send it out for powder coating. But majority of the work we do in-house.
035, 9010, so it's gonna be that 5 to 10 CO2. Yep. And then you see where it says PMC?
Yep.
Go down to there, or you run, yep. So hit the button and then turn it to mix. Where it says mix, there you go. And then hit next. Yeah, that's much better. That was good.
There we go.
That's exactly what we're looking for.
What does that look like?
Should look like
Here we have the Fronius iWave multi-process 500 AC/DC. I'm gonna hit program 1, which is 70S6 9010 PMC 035 solid wire. We got a first timer, Matt.
I can handle that.
He
You get
shall,
lots of first timers.
he shall do well. And he's gonna use the positioner, so I'm excited about it. I wonder how close it's gonna be. I guess it would determine my.
It's making all these reference points.
So it's going backwards through them all.
Oh my goodness.
That's kick-ass. I haven't seen it do that before. So we probably want to put in a midpoint, which we'll need to do anyways. Put a third point in between the start and that other point. That one may not work right. Is it on?
No, it's on.
Damn. Give Nathan a cookie. That's a shit, isn't it?
So now will that have saved to the waypoints?
It only
So if
saves
we-
it. It only saves it this time. Once it stops the program, it'll forget it.
But I would say, for the most part, it's pretty good. Vertical up is.
A little hot in that.
Yep.
At the end?
We'd have to change the torch position quite a bit on that.
On the
Needs to be
hook?
pushing
Yep.
a bit.
On the vertical up?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the way to do it, man. Doing 2 welds. I wouldn't do it in. I would. Here we got 3/8 carbon steel plate, T-joint, about a 17 millimeter stick out. That's our contact tip to work distance. The seam is approximately 2.5 feet. Should be using 045 solid wire. Recommendations by Jason. But we're gonna run 035 PMC 9010 gas on this.
That will affect the wheel parameters, the tracking a little bit, and the heat into it. We get a little more cut on the bottom side.
Yep.
Or we can let's shorten the arc length a little bit so we get less undercut. Just go to like -2.5.
So we're tacking the
Yeah, we're just tacking
3/8 up.
Yeah.
045 solid wire this time. Watch your eyes.
No, that's not gonna well.
Oh.
So the cool thing is the path is still recorded. I mean, it takes guy welds for days. It's nuts. It's huge because
Yeah, after all that welding.
I was like, I don't trust you guys.
Yeah, you still don't trust us. Switching out to aluminum wire. So what we gotta do is swap the drive wheels back here to 045 because what are we running?
364s, 4043.
364s, 4043. So we got the rollers here.
Yeah, these guys.
We have the push-pull gun here, the CMP drive. So Matt's swapping out the idle roller and the drive roller to 045.
There's your liner. Just pop it out, put a new one in. Oh, okay. So just keep a liner set aside and label them steel or aluminum, and, and you can have it. There you go. And pop that right back in the top. That good to go.
There it is.
Yeah. Sorry, bud. Yeah.
364s.
Yep. And then argon, and then PMC, and you can pick different. There's a bunch of different processes.
Yeah.
You guys will geek out on this stuff. We'll just take the universal for right now, and then press next and store. So now, if this was a hand unit and you started welding, it'd be PMC.
Yeah.
And so then we can go in. We can set our wire feed speed. So we're probably going to be in the 300s. Fire in the hole. Now, if you want, you can hit pause here, and you can look at your weld to see if you like it or not. And if you want to change the parameters, you can. One thing too is you can turn this extruder.
It's a custom one we have. It's a stair.
Gotcha.
So we got our stairs are you can change the angle of them, so it changes the height. And so we use that weird extrusion. We build it in a jig, so they'll come out the same. But that's something that we'd have. These welds would already do in the fitting station. We just have them come and put these
Oh, you're just doing the
fillets in here. This one stupid thing is probably
The fit up of itself is about 5 minutes.
But you got a tool.
Probably another 10 minutes. So if we could have it where we just slap our parts in on the jig table,
Yeah, and the robot could tool
and
the
they're
tiles.
over fitting another one while it's welding it, it would be done by the time you got it.
Right. This is going to be pretty much the same every time.
Yep.
But maybe I don't know if the how
Like if we're doing a run of stairs, they're going to be this 28 9/16 wide.
pretty accurate. Yeah.
should just tap off. There you go. And then you should hit play, and then it should say simulate mode or, yep.
The top one? Yep.
First weld.
Okay, so the angle's a bit wrong on it, but something that was just eyeball, we didn't even know the
Yeah, they just kept getting better and better.
would have been great for that weld.
Yeah, so thinking ahead, we could have done that one first on the backside. It's not gonna weld on this class. We'll weld next.
We got all of the oh yeah, it would work.
Yeah.
But then we have to position it off.
Current situation. Hailstorm. Here we go. It's Christmas here. Christmas. Dang, that seems high. You've made your first weld on this cattle gate. Let's say it's a cattle gate.
Yep.
So what are you going to do to implement all the welds on the remaining gate?
Yeah, so all we have to use is our pattern weld functionality. So we'll just take the weld that we originally created and we'll cut it and we'll paste it into the pattern weld function. We'll tell it we're welding in the y-axis and what the distance of each of those welds are and how many of them we want to weld, and it'll just repattern that same weld all the way across.
How
until we
quick
get
is that? Time-wise, how quick?
Probably about a minute and a half.
A minute and a half to pattern all these welds. 145 solid wire, 90-10 gas.
That's the best one so far. There you go.
What do you say?
I'll
Nice. So if you wanted to do all of these, you wouldn't have to redo all the way. You would just go here.
Yeah, we'll just make a pattern out of it. Yeah, it's all. I don't know exactly what they call them.
Mill Steel City right there.
Like that, and then you've got a surface to weld a beam
Okay.
to or what have you.
Got it.
Yeah, we do quite a bit of these.
What's the typical length of something like this? It's multiple parts.
Yeah. So let's say if they got another tool that's patterned over here. Right? Now what's the next one? If it doesn't see a part, it will weld it.
So it's looking.
They can't find the part.
Can't find it. Moves on.
It goes over.
It's trying to find it.
It's fine trying to find the part. If the part's not there, it won't weld it.
Because it wouldn't be cool if it would weld something that's not there. Well, it would probably start welding it.
Right. Couldn't find connectivity.
Oh, you burn up your tool.
Yeah, if it would have connectivity, yeah.
You make a mess, you got a chip.
What is this part called?
This part is called an outer tube for a flight line tow tractor.
Outer tube for what? Say that again?
Flight line tow tractor.
Flight line tow tractor. 1/4 inch plate, or is it 3/8?
3/8 plate here, and I believe that's 3/8 as well.
All right, 3/8. And dude, that turned out pretty sick.
It turned out pretty sick.
Yeah, dude.
Wow. Those are some beautiful welds.
Yeah, it's crazy. Even like that overhead, you see this overhead?
Wow. I tell you, I'm going to start an ROI when I get back to the shop.
Wow.
You know, it looks like a SolidWorks image where everything's like perfect in the image.
Dude. That,
Yeah. So, then all that stuff's on the site, and if you need pricing, whatever. So it's super compliant, super safe to be around. The weld process is more of a safety concern than the robot. So, and that's something that we've had to tell customers, hey, if you want to be around this thing, you want to make sure that it's still treated like a person standing here welding, right? Put your weld curtains in, training your employees not to stare at the arc, things like that. So that's definitely, think of this as a person welding. It's the same safety considerations. Hot work, right? If the part's sitting there and someone takes the part off and sets on the floor, puts another one on, someone walks around the corner and grabs it, right? It's the same safety concern.
what are these parts that you got right here on the table?
Uprights for CK bumper fabs.
Uprights. So it's a CK bumper. So they're like aftermarket bumpers for what? UTVs, ATVs,
For pickups.
Jeeps, pickups. I dig the coat. So what are your travel speed, Matt?
30 inches a minute and CMT 390 inches a minute of wire.
That's a good picture.
Yeah. That's pretty sick.
Started tipping on me. That's so close. We'll just cut that part off.
Yeah,
It kept moving on me.
You're getting higher.
Still pretty sweet. Hard close.